Hello everyone, Mike Arnold here, co-founder Path Trading Partners, along with Bob Iacchino. So, Tesla, pretty much just a slight gap open today, and then trading below yesterday's low, and filling the gap, coming down to the bottom of the rotation zone, dipping slightly below it, then closing above it. So, potential reversal back up. This is getting very, very tired, though. When we get to the weekly, I'll show you what's going on. But we're still going to just trade the price action, not what I think. It's just looking very tired and getting to a point of exhaustion. So we'll just keep trading what the price action says. For next week, we still have this gap. So the key level we'll be watching is this low right here, 909.48, which is just slightly above this 913.38. So watch the 909.48 low. Start getting below that, we have a gap fill. So that's the key level, and we'll be below the rotation zone on the 4 hour. Checking in on the daily chart. Look at this. This is so, I love when things just look so nice. So filling the gap, you can see here, clearly filled the gap. Coming down, dipping into a rotation zone, closing right at the rotation zone. So we're still watching that for next week. Let me jump back to the 4 hour. It's been a long trading day, the last couple days. Again, if you start getting above this, really, I'd start watching the 950 area. That's where you have the hooking over 8 and this little plateau just about there. Above there, we're starting to get the rotation back up. That's a key level, and then you can start watching for some of these intraday levels. Right now, 990 is really jumping out at me, so 990 to 1,000. I will review the levels above there if we get a solid rotation. Just wanted to do that short-term thing that I forgot. Now, if we start dropping again, here's the other gap. Here's that low that I just talked about, that 909.16. Below that, then we're watching down to this close, which is 885.66, which is right at the bottom of the rotation zone. So that's going to be a very key level. Should we start selling off on Monday, that's one of the key levels to watch for next week. That would then be a pullback to the bottom of the daily rotation zone. And then we'd start watching for a rotation back up. Levels to the upside, let me just review them. Should we have a nice rotation? I've updated everything because we've had a nice pullback to the daily rotation zone. So now we have really clean levels. So if we get above 1027, this high here, 1027.48, we're looking at 1070, 1112. Then the top level now, we have a cluster at 1112, by the way. You can see how there's two levels. So what I have on the charts here, we have from this swing, and then we have from the longer term swing all the way back here. So that is very key. We've already done the pullback. You see we also did the pull back. I have the retracements on here from this up move now. We just closed below the 12.5%. The 25%, which is the next major one. If we did drop below the daily rotation zone, the next major support would be 855, and then we still have a gap down here. So if we do sell off, there's lots of targets to the downside. So I know there's lots of people who short Tesla, and we trade it both ways. So, and don't beat me up for that because you just trade the price action. Doesn't mean anything about anything else other than trading the price action. Or what you do is if you only trade it from the long side, know where your stops are, and then you trigger a stop, and then at these key levels you start watching for a reversal pattern, like a rotation back up on a shorter term chart like the 4 hour or the 1 hour. So that's how you use these key levels to the downside should it start trading lower. Let's look at that weekly now, and a week wrap-up. So here's why I'm saying it's tired. We haven't touched the rotation zone for a while again on the weekly basis, and when you start pulling away from it, just like here, you eventually come back and touch it. Now that can be done by a drift sideways and down, or just a quick move down. But whatever it is, watch for it to retouch the 8 first, okay? The 8 right now is 820 about. So we could easily come down, fill all these gaps, and get out of it is an overbought condition on the weekly. So it doesn't mean it has to reverse. This is a very toppy pattern though. So that 820 area is key for if we start getting a bigger pullback. So if we do drop below that 25% retracement, that 858 level, next level we're watching is 820. If we drop below that, 773. And then we have major support. Here's your major weekly support right around 700, which is just in front of the 50% up move from the key low on the 16th of March, the week of the 16th of March to this last week, the 8th of June. So just keep that in mind. Don't get surprised. Everybody gets surprised. You know, we pull away like we did. We talked about this. Last big move up, we kept pulling away. And then look, one week returned to the rotation zone. Next week, inside week. Then it returned all the way below the rotation zone down to the 50 week. Then it started to ramp up again. So don't get complacent. Don't get surprised if we start returning. Not predicting it. We're just going to have to start following. But that's where we start watching. The first key thing is we break below this 4-hour rotation zone and start filling this gap. Then that's why we'll start watching the daily rotation zone. And then if we do start dropping below the daily rotation zone, we'd shift out to the weekly. That's why I'm laying out all these levels for everybody so you're prepared, so you can know where your stops are. You can know, hey, maybe I should take something off the table and wait for the bigger pullback, if you're a long trader only, to reload when we get a reversal pattern. And if you're a short trader, hey, maybe it's time I can start initiating some short trades, whether they're in the options market or outright short in the stock. So we have for you on Tesla. Hope everyone has a great weekend, and we'll talk to everyone soon. Bye for now.